Level 92, a leaking work pod. Aaronville is concerned about dangers on the road. The Moblin settlement of Earthenshire is not far from here, but be warned the road we'll be taking is favored hunting grounds for bandits. With the stairs currently impassable, there will be fewer travelers, meaning the brigands will be desperate for victims to ambush. Although considering present company, I suppose my concern is unwarranted. Bandits on the road? What have Zoraljaw and Landsguard been doing? Seems it's up to me to restore order to the area. Off she goes again. For now, we'll head west and aim for the bank of the second river. Just got our for the Twitch thing, so got it last level, but so yeah, didn't spend any time in this town really. All right. Well, where are these bandits? Apparently they're not foolish enough to attack a party of this size. Earthenshire is just a little farther ahead on the opposite bank of Miyakabek Zoma, but let's remain vigilant all the same. Pretty bird. Aggro. Right. Earthenshire. This is it, the village where the Lay of Pots from Tuliolol saga took place. Earthenshire, Idleshire, might the similarity be cultural inclination, I wonder? Settlements themselves couldn't be more different, though. The Shire appears custom built to resemble pots, while the other is repurposed town. Poof. Welcome to Earthenshire. Do I have the pleasure of happy greeting the third promise and her retinue? That's us. We're looking for the Dawn Servant's Elector, if you happen to know who that is. You are exchanging tongue flaps with her right now. Redirock is the Elector you seek. Oh, that's helpful. We can cut straight to performing the feat. As much as Redirock would like to do just that, we have a much more pressing worry. The storm which hit our village shattered the cliffs and dropped rocks on our brain cases. Many help hands for the Potsworn were injured. This is no time for feats or metal test. I'm sorry to hear that. After learning what the storm did to the stairs, I feared you'd been caught in its path. Not to change the subject, but what are the Potsworn? Goldsmiths contracted to work for the Moblins. The word comes from the pot-like workshops where they practice their craft. Moblins provide these potsworn with tools, materials, living quarters, everything the artisans could possibly need. This allows them to concentrate on producing what is widely known as the finest golden metalwork in Tyrol. This is unacceptable. I was promised no distractions. This is the best they can offer. I should have never left Wachumeki Meki. See the potsworn desert us. Without enough healthy help hands, we are failing to uphold our side of the pot pact. Should all our potsworn leave, Earthenshire will grind to a halt. We have to do something and do it soon. And let us stand in for the injured helpers. It would give me the chance to learn more about your people and your village, and if it brings us closer to beginning the feat, then all the better. This isn't strictly part of the contest, so don't feel obligated to join in. Take a rest while you can. Of course I'll help. I could use a nap. I'm gonna make us help anyways. I was hoping you'd say that. I actually wasn't sure I could do this on my own. Well, I'll help. I doubt any of us could just sit around and watch. We'll take every help hand we can get. Ready Rock Truth swears that once the potsworn have their perfect workshops again, we will commence the feat with all haste. You and the third promise can assist help hand Rakarok. You other four follow Ready Rock. There are other help hands in need of hand lending. Really appreciate you pitching in. Meant what I said at many fires. There'll be no more feigning strength, no more playing at being an invincible promise. There's one thing I've learned on this journey, it's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. I mean to make the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. Well, let's find this Rakarok fellow and see what we can do for him. Attuned to the ether, right? If Rakarok can't meet his obligations without more help hands, the pot pack is broken and the pots are emptying. You've come to aid Rakarok. Rakarok accepts your hand lending with joyous field smiles. We can offer the potsworn their promised good living. We might save the day yet. Whatever you need. Level 92, a leaking work pot, complete. Level 92, lending a help hand. Rakarok needs help learning about the potsworn Kahi. What Rakarok needs is for new help hands to create good living for potsworn Kahi. Help hand assigned to Kahi was hurt during the rock rain, so Rakarok took over, but he knows nothing of Kahi. What does Kahi want? What does Kahi need? Help hands do not bother the potsworn with straight tasks. Our job is to observe and anticipate, to prepare things with guest think. Please guest think with Rakarok. Find out what Kahi is lacking so we can provide it. You can count on us. This is where Kahi works, is it? Let's take a peek inside then. It must be Kahi. It'd be a lot quicker if we could just talk to him, but that's not the way they do things around here, apparently. We'll have to leave him be and try our hand at some guest think. Check the workshop. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a point of interest and examine it in more detail with right trigger /A. He's barely touched his meal. That dish is meant to be eaten hot or it loses its savor. Well, he has no shortage of crafting materials. There must be something else he's missing. Must be boiling sitting so close to the furnace, and there's no airflow to speak of. How could anyone work in that stifling heat? His tools are looking pretty worn down. Maybe it's time for some new ones? Alright, after taking a good look, I think I have an idea of what things Kahi might want to improve his working condition. Let's head back outside and talk to Rakarok. You made your observations? What did you guys think? First off, I noticed Kahi hasn't touched his food, and an empty belly can't be good for his concentration. Maybe the cooking isn't to his liking? But our food is very mouth-pleasing. Why wouldn't he want to eat it? But Rakarok is sure of nothing when it comes to Kahi's taste. I can help you with that. My brother Kana is also a Hetsaro, and while everyone has their personal preferences, there are some they tend to share. Like an aversion to piping hot dishes. If it was brought to him like that, Kahi probably wouldn't have been able to eat it until it cooled down, and by the time he came back to it, it might have found it cold and unappetizing. The simplest solution is to serve dishes that taste good no matter the temperature. Rakarok would never have thought of that. Would the third promise mind explaining these things to our cook? Not at all, but I don't think that was the only reason Kahi couldn't concentrate. The Hetsaro homeland is hot and dry, but even Kahi seemed to be suffering in front of that furnace. Is there any way you could cool down the workshop? Oh, we could try a drafty shard. They make lovely breeze. You know where we can get one of those? You can gather them from the shoals of no return. There are many old boats there, abandoned by those who gave up on their search for the Golden City. So we salvaged them from the wrecks. Could you handle that for us? You. Oh, and one more thing. From what I could tell, Kahi's files and saws and things were very worn down. Maybe a new set of tools is in order? Rakarok was too preoccupied with stocking materials, a serious oversight which he will rectify. Supplying good tools for good living is a help hand's responsibility. And we all have our work to do. We can meet back here when our tasks are done. The shoals of no return are past the crags through a tunnel southeast of here. You should be able to spot the passage from just outside the village. How do I get out of here? Oh no. You're silly, aren't you? What brings you out here? The issue with caring for the Potsworn. They approached me with that same problem. I suggested they commission artisans in Charlian instead. The quality of craftsmanship would be guaranteed, after all. However, the Moblins did not care for the idea. Surely it would be more effective to engage a uniformly trained collective. I cannot understand their fixation on individual contracts. Perhaps the custom will make more sense once we begin the feat of pots. Till then, we've been deemed unfit to assist in the matter of help hands and are instead tasked with tending the injured. We were on our way back from procuring herbs for Urianje, in fact. Settlements in Kozamauka, too, have been isolated by the storm's destruction. What would have become of the wounded had we not found a way here? Should I become Dawn Servant, one of my first acts will be to establish reliable trade routes to the capital when I imagine how good we can achieve with Charlian technology. My apologies, I have much to consider. You'll excuse us. We'll meet again soon, I'm sure. Take care. Spot the tunnel opening. Head through the passage to the shoals of no return and recover the drafty shard. Location. Fiery orange crystal. I assume this is not it. Crystalline shard is faintly warm to the touch. It does not appear to be the wind crystal you seek. Bright green, that looks about right. Crystalline shard emanates a soothing whisper of wind. It seems you found the crystal Rakarok sent you to salvage. Is that a cool breeze Rakarok feels? Yes, thank you for finding a drafty shard. Rakarok will add it to the new set of tools he brought. I come bearing good food tidings. The cook has prepared a feast fit for the most discerning Hitsuro, and it's on its way even as we speak. Let's go in and see what Kahi thinks of our efforts. Was wondering what occasion called for me to receive so many visitors. Fine meal, new tools, and a welcome source of cool air. Now I remember why I signed a pot pact. I am grateful for your kind considerations. Allow me a moment or two, and I'll reciprocate with a piece worthy of a pot's horn. An oil lamp to brighten the halls of Volok Shunsa. The craftsmanship satisfies Earthenshire's reputation for quality, I trust. Such luster, such brilliance, truly a gift fit for the Dawn Servant. Glad you like it, considering the time I've wasted till now. I hope to continue crafting at this improved pace. I have a contract to fulfill after all. Forgive my interruption. Lamati, I am told the Elector has deemed the crisis past and is prepared to task us with the feat. That's great news. Thank you for letting me know. But this is the craft of a potsworn. It is indeed a masterful piece. Thank you for your words of praise, Second Promise. I drew inspiration from Kozama Uka's natural beauty and sought to capture it in my work. I wondered why the Moblins did not simply build a workshop in the city, and now I have my answer. Even Charlie and goldsmiths could not easily replicate such exquisite artistry. One cannot create great things if one lacks creative impetus. Tuliolal unfortunately does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of a craft would do well to study it there. I was raised among Yetziro, more traditional than most, and the shared ingenuity of Tural's various peoples was eye-opening. You lived as a traditional Yetziro? I have few fond memories of nomadic life. Rakarok is very grateful to you. I thank you both for your hard work and clever guess think. When it comes to help handing, knowing the potsworn really is important. Well, that's true for pretty much everyone you meet. It's a lesson I've had drummed into me several times already on this journey. Level 92, lending a help hand. Complete. Level 92, the Feat of Pots. Goanna has details to share concerning the forthcoming Feat of Pots. The Elector bids the claimants assemble in the large building on the west side of the village. I will head over after finding Thancred and Urianger. I also ran into the Levier twins on the way here. I took the liberty of directing them to the venue. For rivals, it's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting, but even now he's conscientious to a fault. Anyway, let's not keep Radarok waiting. Radarok. Radarok thanks you for assisting Helphand Rakarok. He will announce the feat once the other claimants arrive, so please be patient a little while longer. Happy to report that we were able to convince one of the potsworn to stay. How did you fare? You managed to do the same. Splendid. Welcome to Earthenshire. First promise, we support your plans for salt crossings and new potsworn they will bring. Tell the mighty Zorol he cleared many piles of rockfall as if they were pebble stones, a resilient son for Dawn Servant. Zorol was clearing fallen rocks. I'm surprised he would volunteer his time for anything unrelated to the contest. Oh well, we meet again. We're all here now, huh? Just in time for the feat to begin. I'll bet he was already here, laying low while the rest of us did all the work. Claimants, your attention, please. As Ready Rock has explained, many of our potsworns left us following the storm. Precious metalwork crafted by those artisans bring in much jiggly shine from across the salt. Should our stream of trade goods dry up, Earthenshire will suffer. Tiliolo merchants will suffer. The Ready Rock sets you this feat. Each of you are to find one clever hand goldsmith to bring back here to us. The way to recruit new potsworn makes sense for the feat of pods. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does finding workers for you demonstrate their worthiness for the throne? You are free to refuse Ready Rock's request. She will be happy to inform the Dawn Servant of Zoral Jaw's disqualification. The right is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important. Then Ready Rock declares the feat of pots begun, but remember, a pot pact must be agreed to willingly. No grab snatching or deceitful tongue flaps. The elector said nothing of taking a willing artisan from a rival. This is exactly what we should do. Yeah. Fine suggestion, brother. Glad you think so, brother. Come, let us lay our plans. That nasty brute is up to something. He may seek to delay us again as he did on the river, but we can remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Wook-Lamont? Have you any candidates in mind to satisfy this feat? Yeah, we just met one. I know some artisans amongst my supporters, but they're all in their twilight years. I couldn't ask them to give up the comforts of Tuliolol to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. Meanwhile, Kohana probably has 100 young craftspeople to choose from. Not that I'm comparing us, you understand? That's just a statement of fact. I suppose we could try asking around Wachimeki. That seems a logical place to start. Back to Tuliolol it is. Wait, does that mean we have to take the boat again? No, I can't do it. I can't stomach another boat ride. He said I should share my burden, so I will speak plainly. The truth is, I get really, really sick on boats. Really? Hadn't noticed. Wook-Lamont, this is hardly news. But it was brave of you to admit. In any case, we won't be fighting the current this time. Heading downriver will be much smoother. It will? Are you sure? I'm positive, mostly. I need a moment. Upriver or downriver? Katamu is too rough for me. Nausea is a bit more bearable now that I've stopped trying to hide it, but I'd still rather not set foot on a boat if I can help it. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master Ropley can help us recruit a Potsworn. Back in the wall. Greetings, Third Promise. What brings you back to Wachimeki? You've not chipped your axe again, have you? No, Master Ropley. I actually have a favor to ask. What do you think? Do you know of any craftsmen who might be interested? Filching my artisans for the Moblins, eh? Well, seeing as it's the third promise making the request, I'm willing to look the other way if one of them decides to take you up on the offer. Only I can't think of a suitable candidate off the top of my head. Who do I know with a mastery of goldsmithing that would also have no qualms about relocating to Earthenshire? That Eorzean goldsmith, what about him? What of the Ellison man who just started working here? You mean Von Jontaine? He did say he was employed at some fancy jewelry store across the salt. Considering the distance he's already come, I'd like to think he wouldn't mind moving a little up the river. That said, he's only just got himself a new job. Is it too soon to ask him to sign a pot pact? There's no harm in making the offer. Once he hears how well the Potsworn are treated, he may even jump at the chance. Either way, you won't find Von Jontaine at his workbench at this hour. He's finished for the day, probably enjoying a meal over at Balyav Thai. Oh. Then maybe we should go and talk to him, just you and me, since he knows us. Wouldn't want him to feel intimidated by having to deal with a crowd of new faces. Two of us can handle this. Take a rest at the cabins if you like. Right, let's go and see a man about a pot. Oh, Zilly, you're here too. The third promise said she wanted to chat. I've just finished eating, so shall we find a quiet spot outside? Last time we talked on this beach, you were in a miserable state. Ah, yes, I was, wasn't I? A lost soul until the two of you came along and helped me rediscover my purpose. A new place of employment has been most welcoming, and for the first time in a long time, I feel content with my lot in life. That's wonderful. So what is it you wish to discuss? Well, it's hard to ask this right after you've settled in, but I'm looking for someone to become a Potsworn. I've heard my new colleagues mention the term. That's when an artisan signs a contract to work for the Moblins, isn't it? But you're not a Moblin. I'm not sure I understand. It is for a feat in the right of succession. I need to bring a new Potsworn to Earthenshire. So that is the way of it. We barely met, and after pushing you to work at Wachimeki Meki, I'm now demanding you throw that away and sign a pot pact instead. It's a selfish request, I know. I have something to tell you, Third Promise. The other day I completed the necessary procedures for immigration. I'm pleased to say I'm now an official subject of Tuliolol. It was quick. Since endeavored to learn what I can of my new nation, beginning with the right of succession and its claimants, including you, of course. Now you will recall it was my father's example which led me to pursue goldsmithing. He was at East End when Garlean forces laid siege to the settlement, and in ensuing chaos he was slain. War took him from me in an instant, the man I loved and admired. I never wish to suffer such a loss again. And so, as much as I'm indebted to you for turning my life around, it is as a fellow peace-loving Tuliolan that I want you to win the throne. If I can help you achieve that by signing a pot pact, then I shall gladly do so. Von Jontaine, thank you. I shall return to Master Ropley and inform him of my decision. Allow me, I'm the reason you're leaving, so I should be the one to deliver the news. Perhaps you remember me, Brook Yuvu, owner of Valya. I cannot say. I like a word if you don't mind. You're Wuklamat's ally from across the salt, right? And a hero of some renown, too, if the gossip's to be believed. Well, as it so happens, I could use some heroic help. It doesn't need to be right now, but could you come by when you have a spare moment? Much appreciated. I'll be waiting for you at my shop then. This is going to be like role quest. You now gain access to the role quest. Yep. Speak with Brook Ivu at Valyav Kia and pursue new adventures as you progress through the rite of succession. If my Strider boots work here, I have to get them out of my armory chest. They only work in the major 3 city states. Master Ropley, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but Fontaine has agreed to sign the pot pact, yes? While it is a shame to lose a capable goldsmith, to have one of our own handpicked to serve the third promise is a great honor for Wachu Meki Meki. I appreciate your understanding. Of course, if you happen to know other talented artisans, regardless of their expertise, I hope you send them my way. You could even be yourself if you're so inclined. I'll keep that in mind. My time here was brief. I will not forget your kindness, Master Ropley. I am blessed to have these workshops be my first home until Iolol. Come back to us if the moblins cut you loose. You'll always have a job at Wachu Meki Meki. I expect you'll want to leave for Earthenshire as soon as possible. I'll go and pack my things. What became of Fontaine? Were you able to find him? We did, and he's agreed to become a potsworn. We'll leave when he's ready, but you still have a little time. Splendid. We shall meet you anon. I had plenty of reasons to win the contest, but now I have one more. Fontaine's putting his faith in me, and I won't let him down. Level 92, the Feat of Pots, complete. You may now unlock deliveries for Wachu Meki Meki. Speak to Ropley and pursue new endeavors as you progress through the rite of succession. Yay. Level 92, a father first. Wuklamat needs to pay a visit to the palace. Right then, I have some things to take care of at the palace. While you can pass the time however you like, I suggest you head back to the cabin. After all, even heroes need to rest, and we still have a big journey ahead of us. Welcome back, madam. You've had a Landsguard messenger most anxiously awaiting your return. You leave the third promise's entourage. I've been all over the city looking for you. Dawn servant summons you to the palace. You are to present yourself to the gate guard stationed outside Sunperch at your earliest convenience. Oh, and one more thing. You are not to mention this visit to Wuklamat. She's already going there. Not going to run into her? Oh, a duty. Oh, he's gonna want to fight us. The Dawn Servant awaits you within. While I was not informed of the reason for your audience, in terms of attire, I would suggest full battle regalia. Duty calls. Commence battle for a father first. Level sync is in effect. If you're above the maximum allowed level, it will be synced as follows. Level 92, item level 655. Proceed.
Forgive me this sudden summons. When I learned my daughter's champion was back in the city, I couldn't resist the opportunity.
I feel like I should have a melee job. Oh well.
And they call me head of resolve for good reason. Old as I am, I have not lost a battle worthy of the name since the day I took the throne. And I've been craving a proper challenge. The Lance Wielder, Estinian, he fought well enough, but our bout was ended before a victor could be decided. Judging by the sailors' gossip, you are a warrior of renown in your homeland. Yet I wonder, with all your deeds done and victories won, are you warrior enough to stand against me?
Why don't we find out? So long as neither of us gets too carried away, I'm not interested in finding you.
A spirited answer. Why not indeed? The battle rages upon me. I'll stop short of killing you, of course. But expect no other mercies. Come! Ready your arms and show me the truth of the tales.
Paint the town red with your blood.
Give it your all! I want to fight to remember! Let's test the waters.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
You can do better than that! I see you know the Viper style!
Not using the Viper style.
Ha! Let's see how you handle this!
I think that was avoidable. Okay, I see what he's doing.
The spearman did not lie. Very well then.
Okay.
Resolve and reason kingdom.
Magic.
All right.
Sleep.
Ha! Did you think you had my measure? Take this! Still holding up? We're far from finished. No more holding back!
Hours.
Stay alert!
Oh, oh. Missed it. Wasn't seeing it. Which is this one? Behind, ahead or behind? That side. Okay. This one. This one.
Ha ha ha! You fight well indeed.
Oh, I didn't find a spot. What is this?
Ha!
Behind. No. Okay, so it's not. Alright. We're about done with this. I figured this would be one of those where I just had to get them down to like 50%.
Formidable.
Okay. How was this gonna be?
Now we'll see what you're truly made of.
Okay. You gonna limit break me? Okay.
That will do. You've shown me more than enough.
Okay. Yeah, I probably would have preferred to do that under like melee DPS. But we did it. It's fine. Been quicker with more
I
movement.
brought my full strength to bear against opponents before, but you are the first to withstand it. Even with my head of reason asleep, I never expected you to give me so much trouble. Estinian did not exaggerate. You are a force to be reckoned with. Now, a confession. I said I crave a challenge, and that was no lie. But I had another reason for calling you here. I had to judge for myself if you were fit to attend my beloved daughter. In some respects, she is much like me. Hot-headed and prone to rush into danger. But one with your talents could readily dispatch the threats that bar Lamachi's way. Will you hear my question and answer me plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tuliola, but a concerned father. Thank you. Then tell me, given your journey together thus far, what is your impression of Lamachi? Whether he be as third promise or just a companion on the road. Speak your mind.
He is young but has potential. He is not ready to rule. Very spirited. Better than Lee's.
Ha! A tactful response, but agreed. She is not ready for the throne. Not yet. Lama Chi thinks she understands our many peoples. Their histories, their cultures, their beliefs. But she knows only what she's seen in the capital. And it's not only her who concerns me. Even this early in the contest, you must have realized. As potential rulers, all four claimants are lacking. This is why I elected to hold the right of succession. Not to choose a fitting candidate, but to cultivate one. And if no one has impressed me by the end of it, then to no one will I yield my throne. As a parent, I pray that my children rise to the occasion. With outsiders dragged into my game, I am also hopeful that the different perspectives you and your companions have to offer will inspire them to grow. I imagine you in particular have traveled many lands, know many peoples and cultures, loved them and being loved in turn. Guide Lama Chi as you think best. Walk at her side and, when needed, push her to walk ahead.
I knew it. There I was, about to sit down for some of Namika's cooking, when I heard that Papa had sent for you. You were dueling behind my back, weren't you?
I see there is no point in denying it. You needn't worry, daughter. I took care not to inflict lasting injuries. You and your ally may return to the contest without disadvantage. No harm done.
I swear, just as I was learning newfound respect for my father. Let's take our leave of this battle-mad oaf before he calls on the rest of my entourage.
Watch over her, champion. Kona's recruits are no less sharp, as one might expect of Galloff's countrymen. They saw the flaws in our claimants from the outset. The other two, though, they dismiss comrades willing to point out their shortcomings,
If he had his way, Papa would keep dueling until the day he dies. Even now, I know of only 3 people who didn't need to be carried away after their bouts: Zoroja, your lance-wielding friend Estinian, and yourself. You really do live up to your fearsome reputation. Curious, though, did Papa want anything else of you? Small favor, nothing more. Just a sparring partner. No, that's all it was. Level 92, a father first. Complete.